Welcome back to my channel. I am Dibasimesi, in case you don't already know, and in today's video we're going to be doing a protective quick weave bob. All right guys, I'm so super excited about this video because I really enjoyed making it for you guys. I'm going to show you guys how I used my protective cap and also how I made this lovely hair you're seeing. If that sounds like something you're interested in, then make sure to keep on watching. Love you. Mwah. So lovelies, first of all, I'm going to start out by showing out my braid pattern. This is the pattern I've gone ahead to do for this. It doesn't really matter how you start off. So I'm going to go ahead to put my hair cream on my hair. We don't want our scalp to be dry underneath the protective cap. So I'm just going ahead to put it in every part. And I really like this hair cream because it's kind of very minty. So it kind of makes the scalp feel that very fresh kind of vibe. So I'm going to go ahead to start creating the protective cap. So the number one item you need for your protective cap is this wrap strip. All right, this is what it looks like. It has this paper type of feeling. So I'm going to be using 5 strips exactly. So I'm going to be using 2 to tie the back, then 2 to tie the front, then 1 in the middle. You're going to see what I mean right away very soon. But this is what it looks like. This is how I just go ahead to start creating that protective cap.
Just a better kind of bitter.
So if you see me laughing excessively, it's because my sister stayed up with me while I was making this video and she was really wondering what I was doing. But baby, the end product proved that wrong. So I went ahead to put on 2 black wig caps, but I just felt 2 wasn't necessary. It wasn't necessary, so I went ahead to use 1. You can go ahead to use 2, but I don't think it's necessary. So I'm going to be using the Wonderlace Ebin Wonderlace spray. I'm going to use that as the adhesive to kind of put that, just to put everything together, you get, just to make them all marinate with each other, if I'm allowed to use that word. I'm going to go ahead to spray quite a bit. Then for extra security, I'm just going to go ahead with my thread and needle and kind of sew everything down. I'm just going to go ahead using the pattern I've created underneath, the braid pattern. I'm just going to go ahead and use my needle to go around it like I've created it. But one thing with this needle that I'm using, it was really blunt. It was really blunt and I was just really tired and lazy to go ahead to change it because I've already threaded it. So I went ahead and worked with it. So try and make sure your needle is not blunt before you use it, because it just makes the process times 2 harder, to be honest. But I was able to work my way through it, and it doesn't really have to be a small stitch. It can just be really big, and it's just like a second security measure. It's not the first, so it doesn't really have to be very tiny stitches. Big gaps, big stitches, and it will do the job completely.
Think about the stuff we planned, how I'd rather do that instead. Keep screaming out loud from the top of my lungs, baby, ooh. Think about the stuff we planned, how I'd rather do that instead. Keep screaming out loud from the top.
So once I'm done with sewing that down, I'm just going to go ahead to cut off the excess, and then I'm going to use my sprit spray. This is what it looks like. This is the sprit spray I'm going to use in today. I'm just going to go ahead to spray that round my cap that I've created, and then I'm going to go ahead to blow dry it just to give it time to dry. Then I'm going to go ahead to cut off the excess.
Don't want to spend a minute without you. I know you feel the same. So come on, give me love. I'ma show you how to move with my body. Come hit me with.
So while cutting out the excess, I actually do not cut the middle part. I just let it be for the time. I don't cut the middle off. It's not a necessity. You can leave it, you can cut it off. But for me, I just like to leave it, let it take its time. And then I just go into gluing down our tracks.
I never
So this is what is looking like when we're done. This is what our protective cap looks like, and it's really sturdy. I don't think it's really been nice since I've had it on. I've not had any issues with it. It doesn't itch like some wood. It's just really nice. It's really a nice foundation to start with. So now I'm going to go ahead to apply my tracks with bonding glue. So this is the weave I'm going to be using today. It's a 12-inch. I got this off the market. I got it for 14,500. And baby, this hair is very good quality, if I should say so. I really think it is. For that price, it's a giveaway price, because if they should remove this from the packet and sell it as like empty, just bundles, it will be way more expensive. It will be way off. So this is bonding glue I'm going to go ahead to use. So the thing you want to do first of all is that you want to go ahead to place that track on your head. You want to go ahead and place it where it's meant to be, then go ahead to measure, then hold it, then cut it off, and then put your bonding glue and start placing it on your head. I don't know if that's explanatory, but the video is very explanatory. So basically you measure, you apply your glue, you let your glue stay a bit to get tacky, maybe some few seconds, and then you apply it. Boom, that's it. Very easy, very simple, and it's really something you could do easily on yourself. That's why I really like this method. It doesn't take as much time, like just it's so quick, it's so easy, like you're on the go, like you're snatched, you're slayed. Everything is going to be on point, and I don't think this hair can ever be a fail. Like no matter how bad it is that you are with making hair, like it can't be a fail. That's what I think though. But yeah, so I'm just going to go ahead to start cutting off that extra middle excess that we have in the middle, right? The extra middle excess. Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead to cut that off. Then I'm gonna go ahead to spray it a bit again. I'm spraying it so that the bits of excess that there could kind of glue down to my hair, because I'm really attempting not to put glue on my hair at all, because I really don't want to deal with trying to get the glue off and everything. So I'm really just trying to let that wrap sheet and the wig cap, I'm kind of trying to glue it down, blow drying it down, so I don't have to put glue on my hair. All right, so that's all I'm doing right now.
Yeah, I still wanna turn up. All I want is to go again, but you ain't picking your phone up. Why you messing my head?
So there are different ways to place your tracks at the top. You can go ahead to do the invisible method. You can go ahead to do the normal track. I don't really think it matters how you place it, especially if your hair is something that can cover the track. But if you have really thin hair, you might want to go with the invisible method. But for this, my hair is thin but not so thin. It can cover it up, so I wasn't really paying attention to how the track will lay. But if you have very thin hair, I advise you actually use the invisible method. But in any way, it's gonna cover it up, I think. But yeah, that's really what I'm doing. And then I'm just going to go ahead to place the last track. And baby, it's that simple, it's that easy, and it's that fast. It's so quick. Basically, you don't even need a back mirror to do this process. That's why I really like it. You don't have to start looking at your back and trying to see if you placed it well. You can just use your fingertips to kind of feel where you're placing and everything. So now I'm just going to go ahead to use my hot comb. I'm going to take that hot comb and kind of just press the bumps on the hair and kind of just flatten it out, if you see what I'm doing. Then I'm going to go ahead to start cutting our bob. And guys, I was really scared about this process, but I think it came out really gorgeous. So I'm going to go ahead to first of all use my flat iron to kind of just bring the hair down and just make it kind of relaxed. All right, I wasn't going for a blonde cut. If I was going for a blonde cut, I would actually flat iron this track by track. But since that wasn't the goal, I just went ahead to flat iron the whole of the hair, and then I'm just going to go ahead to start cutting. And I was really scared about cutting, but it came out cute regardless, if I do say so myself. So I'm just going to go ahead to start trimming the bob.
Let me take you away. All I need is you saying yeah, yeah, yeah. Better nights, better days when you're here with me, babe.
So when trimming, you want to make sure you go in with a smaller comb between trimming. when you're trimming, you want to go in with a smaller comb. Make sure you comb it out because some excess are going to be hidden under the weft or under the whole hair. So you want to make sure you comb it out, then proceed to cutting again. It's going to take a while to cut, and make sure that it's actually equal and well balanced, but just really take your time because this is the whole process. This is what will make or break your process. So you want to really take your time. And I advise going in, if you're cutting the other side, I advise you cut longer a little bit before you go in to shorten it again, because it will be so bad if you actually go in shorter than the other side and then you have to shorten the other side. But if you go in longer on the other side, you can go in and kind of shorten it again, so you kind of get your desired length at the end of the day. Because with bob, I just feel there's actually a length that kind of fits everybody's face. So if you start cutting and reducing, I just think it will kind of now look awkward. So you want to take note of that. So after cutting our bob that night, because I was filming really late, I went back to bed, and then this is the next day, makeup all done. I had my hair in a scarf just to keep it very organized and tidy. I don't know, but I had it in a scarf, and then I'm just taking off the scarf and kind of just bumping the hair out. So I'm going to go ahead to start flat ironing the rest of the hair, and then I'm going to do this by section because now I'm actually styling. So I'm going to go in section by section by section and kind of just work my way to the top. It's pretty hard to do this because you're not seeing the back. It's not hard actually. It's actually not hard. It's actually pretty easy if you take your time and do it. And if you're not able to bob the hair, because there are some parts I could not bob because I don't know why, but I couldn't bob it. So when I was done with the whole flat ironing, I went back into bob it. I'm going to show you that later on in the video.
Sometimes everything just gets hard. Sometimes everything just gets harder. Feeling like I'm missing some parts. Days just keep on getting much darker. Even when I'm down in the low, I remember what you were saying. Sometimes all you need is a spark, and maybe just a better kind of bitter, 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 bitter.
So if you notice on the bottom of the track, I didn't apply my wax stick because I just felt it wasn't necessary. But now for the top, I'm going to go ahead to start applying my wax stick on every section. I just think this actually takes the flat ironing to a next level. It kind of gives it this very sleek look, and that's what we're going for. So, but you do not want to overuse the wax stick because it's just going to look very greasy, and that's not the kind of vibe we're going for. So I just went ahead to use very little bit, and it's going to go a long way. A very little bit will go a long way. Then I'm just going to go ahead and work the section to the top. So once I'm done flat ironing, I'm going to take my hot comb once again, and then I'm just going to kind of go through the top to the bottom and kind of just have it sleek, flat and nice. Okay, we want that to be flat. So I'm going to go ahead to lose that hair I've had up in a braid. I'm going to go ahead to lose that and start, kind of styling it also. And I'm going to first of all work it with a hot comb to kind of get those the curls I got from the braid out. All right, so hot comb, then I'm going to pat it in the middle part. Well, I tried patting it in the middle part. It wasn't really straight, but I did my best. I actually did my best. So I'm going to go ahead to pat it in the middle part first of all, and then pin the other side down, right? Then I'm going to go ahead to start taking it little by little. So I'm going to go ahead to take the other half of the middle part little by little and then flat iron. So it's very important to go in section. That gives it the very sleeker look you're going for. And you can see how that just blends in with my hair. Like, I'm really impressed with the blending of this. It's really giving, it's coming out of the scalp. Like, that's what is given. You can't even tell me otherwise. And yeah, that's really it, guys. It's actually really simple, really easy. You just want to make sure you take your time. Just take your time. And as I'm saying take your time, it sounds as if you're going to spend hours, but no, regardless, if you take your time, you're still going to spend minutes on this hair actually. So take your time, do it easy, and you just have a nicer result. That's the whole goal. You're going to get a very nice and sleek, fine result. So baby, like, look at that. We're done straightening both section of the middle part, and it's giving. My sister was just telling me how I look adorable, and I was like, you don't mean it. I was smiling. Yes, I'm just going ahead to take the hot comb and flatten the top once again, and this is it, guys. So guys, if you're going to go ahead to use the spritz after you're done, make sure you have your hair in the center. Make sure you've done, like, you're done before you go ahead to spritz again, because after I put the spritz, it didn't move. My hair was not moving. I wanted to try and recut my middle part, but because of the spritz, it wasn't moving. So now I'm going to go ahead to bob the hair like I told you before, because they weren't bobbed before. It wasn't bobbed well perfectly like I would want to. So I'm going to go ahead to bob it in sections now, and that just completes the look, guys. And it's really, really adorable. I love this hairstyle. I love this quick weave bob. It's giving everything it's meant to give. So this is me trying to, you know, pat it, and it's not moving. The spritz is so good. Like, your hair doesn't move once you've sprayed it. It doesn't move at all. You could actually move it, but it's gonna be a struggle, and I just didn't want to touch or destroy anything. So yeah, lovelies, that's really it for this tutorial. I'm really impressed with how everything came out. Let me know down below if you're going to be trying this. Let me know your thoughts and everything you have about this hair in the comment section. If you have any question, leave it down in the comment section and I'll be sure to answer. Thank you so much for watching to the end of this video, lovelies. And if you're watching the end of this video, you already know you're the what? You already know you're the real MVP. Thank you so much. Thank you for 30k, lovelies. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in my next week video. Love you. Mwah.